Hey, it's me, Madeline, queen of Bayside High School. Right now, I'm on my way to see Brian, my boyfriend. I have a big surprise for him. I'm so excited! Brian and Layla? What on earth were they doing?
Babe, it's not what you're thinking.
How dare you do that to me? You cheater! I wish you both went to hell! Ugh! My whole body trembled to the point that I dropped my phone. I didn't know what to do other than run away from that despicable place. Here's how the whole thing went. My name is Madeline Johnson, 18 years old. I was the face of a fashion brand called Baby Boo. And this handsome partner is Brian. He's also pretty famous. That smiling girl over there is Layla, the school's cheerleading captain and my best friend. We looked so close and happy together, didn't we? It was before this happened. Brian, you jerk! I will never forgive you! Ah! OMG, why was there someone else here? That guy fixed his glasses, and the puzzled look on his face made me feel like I was the one trespassing on his territory.
Madeline Johnson, what are you doing here? And your face?
Realizing that a complete stranger was looking at my pathetic, smudgy face, I immediately turned away. Why do you care?
Well, you're in my spot, and you were crying your eyes out, which was pretty annoying.
To be honest, I had no idea where this nerd came from, but his sarcastic remarks had officially got on my nerves. But since I was in an extremely terrible mood, I didn't even bother to react to his sarcasm. Then, suddenly, a piece of tissue was handed to me. The nerd looked at me. Thanks.
Oh, wow. You just thanked me. Oh, well, you're Madeline Johnson. You say thank you to nobody, literally.
And you are?
A nerd?
That's funny. I'm asking, what's your name?
Well, Ethan Myers. We've been in the same math class since middle school.
Wow, what a surprise! I mean, I have so much more to care about in my life than a bookworm who is completely invisible in the crowd. Being cheated on by your boyfriend and best friend was awful, wasn't it? But something even worse just hit me. Remember how ugly I was when I reacted to those cheaters? That damn image had gone viral on social media. Because of this, Baby Boo's liaison lady immediately contacted me. Madeline, after your recent scandal, the deal between you and the brand will be suspended for, well, I don't know. So... Please, wait, Miss Barb, This is it. My love life and my career were destroyed for real. I was so devastated that I skipped school that day and stayed in my room, burying my face in the blanket and crying like a baby. My eyes even got swollen and they looked just like two giant billiard balls on my face. Gosh, my ugly reflection in the mirror made me even more pathetic. After a day of writhing in the pain of being betrayed and deceived, I finally realized that I couldn't just be like this forever. Enough with crying! I ended up like this all because of those two betrayers. I couldn't let them be together. I wouldn't let them achieve a happy ending. I must seek revenge. I had to destroy them. To destroy those jerks, I needed to come up with a perfect plan. You've messed up with the wrong person. This is perfect. The next morning, I arrived at the warehouse. Sure enough, he was there. Hi. Ethan glanced at me indifferently and continued to look at the scenery outside the window. Are you stalking someone? Boring. Ethan literally ignored me at first, and all he did was look through the window. Yeah, I absolutely got it when such a weirdo who had no friends like him was curious about other students' normal lives.
Okay, so what exactly was the reason that you showed up here, Madeline Johnson?
I wanted to offer you a chance to help me get revenge on Brian.
What benefits do I get from this? Deal.
Well, the first step of my revenge plan was to give this Ethan guy a glorious makeover. Simple, isn't it? After school, I immediately dragged Ethan to Tyler, aka my genius stylist bestie. Tyler looked at Ethan from top to toe, and she already couldn't believe in her eyes to see how messy he looked.
Fine, I'll help you this time, but just because it was you.
Tyler started to show off her talent. Each cut she made was so precise and professional. After the haircut, Tyler took Ethan to change clothes. I waited outside the dressing room, getting nervous. Then... oh my God! In front of me was a handsome guy with a neat haircut and captivating blue eyes. I had to say, he had a perfect body, and those legs, oh my God! It was like Lucky Blue Smith strutting down a catwalk. Wow! Isn't that Ethan likes to hide Myers?
You tell me.
When Ethan and I arrived at Brian's party, everyone's attention and every curious glance were all on Ethan. Brian and Layla also noticed that and made their way towards us. Gosh, my whole body was shaking like hell. Then I felt a hand grasp mine. Ethan winked at me.
Wow, Maddie, what a coincidence. Is this your new boyfriend?
OMG, Maddie. I don't think you are so pathetic that you had to date someone who is so unknown. Better than someone who was so pathetic that had to steal her bestie's boyfriend. You. And so, Ethan and I walked past Brian and Layla. The frustration on their faces made me incredibly satisfied. We pretended to linger around the drinks counter for a while, then dispersed to search for evidence to expose Brian. I looked in the drawer in his bedroom and discovered an iPad. When I saw what was inside the iPad, I couldn't help but be dumbfounded. Found it! After capturing all the evidence, I quickly left the room. Unfortunately, Brian was going upstairs. In my haste, I ended up hiding in the bathroom. Ethan was there too! No time to think. I quickly pulled him into the bathtub. Someone was entering, so we had to stay still and not make a sound. Luckily, the music downstairs was so loud that it drowned out my rising heartbeat.
I can't believe you wanted to flirt with my uncle. He's my uncle, Lila.
Babe, it's just a misunderstanding. There's nothing between me and your uncle.
Misunderstanding? Then what is this? You think I'm blind? I know what you were up to when you looked at that boy who's with Madeline. Do you like him too?
OMG, what a big surprise. I've discovered their other weakness without even breaking a sweat. After they left the bathroom, Ethan and I finally let our guard down. After obtaining the evidence, Ethan and I left the party. We went to John's Waffles and had a pleasant talk. Ethan was truly fascinating. He had this sense of humor that made me laugh nonstop. It had been a while since I felt this happy. When I saw Ethan smile and our eyes met, I felt something was changing in my heart. Oh my God, I didn't accidentally like Ethan, did I? I stood up in confusion and nearly spilled my drink on the table.
What's wrong? I was just asking if you wanted to go to prom with me.
I have to go. I immediately left John's Waffles, leaving Ethan bewildered behind. Okay, Madeline, get yourself together. Your purpose is to get revenge, and that's it. It's not the right time to daydream about someone else. The school prom was coming in a couple of weeks. My revenge plan, well, it was still underway. The next day, the news of Brian and Layla's breakup spread out. Everyone was talking about it. Some even said that Brian and I might get back together. Well, I doubt that. When I was walking in the hallway, High School Musical style music started playing through the speakers. Brian appeared like a knight in shining armor, holding a large bouquet of roses, and behind him were floating balloons that spelled out prom. He walked towards me wearing a seductive smile on his face.
Madeline, I know we've had some silly misunderstanding in the past few weeks, but they had me realize that...
Blah, blah, blah. My ears started ringing when I saw Ethan standing at the door. He looked so sad and disappointed. OMG, Why did my heart feel painful and empty like this? In an instant, my mind was vague. And until I got back to reality, I had received the roses from Brian's hand.
She said yes!
The cheers of everyone choked me badly. I couldn't even remember how the rest of the day went on. The only thing that still bothered me was Ethan's eyes at that moment. I wanted to run to him and explain everything, but Brian stopped me. That night, I texted him. I should have told you in advance, Ethan.
Whatever. I hope you got what you wanted.
My mood sank to the bottom when I realized Ethan was mad at me. I mean, we were just business partners. Why should I feel guilty about that promposal acceptance? After the news of me and Brian getting back together broke out, Ethan and I stopped talking to each other. And I also tried to avoid him. On the evening of prom, Brian arrived to pick me up in a sleek black Rolls Royce.
Oh my god. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. Prom usually was my favorite event of the year, but now I just couldn't find any motivation to enjoy it. I just unconsciously kept looking out for someone, but that person would probably never show up. As time passed by, it was finally the moment to announce king and queen of the night. As predicted, Brian was lucky enough to be crowned as king. People began to speculate whether I or Layla would be the queen. Layla still held a grudge against me since the promposal incident. But who cares? She reaped what she sowed.
And now we're going to reveal this year's prom queen. Congratulations, Madeline Johnson!
Amidst the cheers and applauses of the crowd, I stepped on the stage. The teacher placed the crown on my head and left the room for me to make a speech. Brian came near to hug me, but I refused him. Bayside High, thank you all for this precious award. Right now, I want to show my appreciation to someone. Brian. Brian looked at me with affection. He seemed to be moved by my words.
Aww.
Brian, you are a hypocritical and fake jerk. The whole room immediately fell into dead silence. Brian was literally taken aback.
Babe, what nonsense are you talking about?
Not only has Brian cheated on me, but he also secretly dates many other girls. He's a hypocrite. He had an official relationship with me while having an affair with my best friend, and even with his own personal assistant. As I was giving my speech, people started receiving messages. The screenshots of Brian's affairs that I had taken from his iPad were being circulated everywhere. Oh, and I even made memes for him, so he could thank me later. But that's not yet the end. A girl in a stunningly gorgeous gown walked up on stage, headed straight to Brian, and slapped him in the face. Following her were 3 other girls. They were the girls whom Brian had deceived. After Brian had received his well-deserved slaps, I grabbed a glass of cocktail and approached him. Brian, this one's for you. Get out of my life, you betrayer. Finally, actions have consequences. The cheater had faced his karma. It was time for me to leave. As my vengeance had been accomplished, the first person that I wanted to share my success with was Ethan. I had been trying to phone him all night, but he didn't pick up. I asked his mom and was told that he had been to the ball. Did he really come? Then why did I not see him there? All of a sudden, something popped up in my mind. I immediately ran to the school's warehouse. I was right. He was at the warehouse. Hey. Ethan looked out from the window, sadness filled in his eyes. Listen, about that night at John's Waffles, I really wanted to respond to your promposal, but I didn't know how to say, I'm sorry. Tears started welling up in my eyes without restraint. I just cried my heart out like that, and even though I tried to hide it, I couldn't stop myself from shaking like a leaf. Ethan turned to look at me, hesitant. The reason why I said yes to Brian's promposal was because it was part of my plan. I didn't want to drag you into my final revenge. I had planned to destroy him on my own. Ethan lifted my chin, his eyes filled with both sadness and tenderness.
You know that I can do everything for you, right? When I saw you with Brian, I was confused and mad and almost went crazy. You're Madeline Johnson, and I'm nobody. I'm a fool to think that I might have a chance with you.
You're not a fool to me. After what happened at the prom, Brian officially lost the King of Bayside High title. Baby Boo also terminated their contract with him. Layla lost her position as cheerleading captain. Brian and Layla became enemies and even call out each other on the internet. Well deserved. Baby Boo still refused to re-sign a contract with me, but that didn't bother me much because I am enjoying my last days at high school with Ethan, aka my nerd boyfriend.
The benefits you told me before were quite interesting, but obviously, the greatest one that I've got is to have you in my life.
It's great to be comfortable performing such acrobatic stunts. Look at my legs with this big burn scar. Maybe I'll have to skip my World Gymnastics Championship career. I was about to leave quietly when suddenly someone wanted to quarrel with me. Ouch! Hey yo, guess who just lost the chance to participate in the World Gymnastics Tournament for the last time? I knew it. She always made fun of me. I tried to ignore her, but she still wouldn't stop. Oh, I almost forgot. And all the other gymnastics competitions? Next year, the team will no longer allow former athletes over 16 to sign up. You look like the devil with the burns. It's time to retire. I can't stand it anymore. How dare she? She had to pay the price. I will teach you how to behave properly. So we had a terrible fight afterward. Booyah, MDA's audience. I'm Stacy, a 15-year-old American gymnast. From a young age, I dreamed of becoming a gymnast. But after one incident, my life took a different turn. That's how it was a year ago when I won a gold medal in the state gymnastics competition. I treated myself to a vacation in Beverly Hills, USA. I was soaking in the cool breeze of the sea, drinking mocktails, and watching Hot Rescue Boys, when suddenly, a naive child stared behind me and was suddenly picked up by an adult. Run! Run now! Run? But why? At this time, an older man took my hand and pulled away.
Watch out!
Huh?
Ah! A tree almost fell on me. What's going on?
Fire! There's a fire!
Oh my God! When I turned around, I was terrified by a mansion that was burning in flames. It was horrible. I tried to find water to help them fight the fire. A woman managed to run into the burning mansion, but I stopped her. My son! He's still in there! She struggled to escape, but I couldn't let her do that. Having no other choice, I immediately reassured the woman that I, myself, ran into the fire. Very quickly, I found a young man in a coma. I realized that his face looked so familiar. I grabbed his hand and took him outside. Keep breathing. Your mom's waiting for you. Come on. We were so near the way out. At this time, my legs became weak. Then I passed out. When I woke up, I realized we had been admitted to the hospital. And the worst was that I had various burns on my body. Oh no! My shoulder was almost 30% burned. As a gymnast, this was unbearable. It was horrible. I felt ashamed, hurt, and upset. Then I went back to Texas. The coach got to know my situation very quickly. And now I've just terminated my contract with the Texas Gymnastics Club and caught up with Anna. The days later were like torture. I was self-conscious about the burn scars on my skin and became depressed because my dream of a world gold medal was shattered. I didn't even want to eat anything, so I lost a few pounds. When I went out in the morning, I usually seal up and avoid contact with other people. One time, when I came to the club to get my stuff, I encountered Anna and her nasty friends. Hey yo! Guess who's here? Stacy! You look weird like a vampire! Maybe she scares the sunlight! Is that so? Does she have fangs? Well, the worst thing was that Anna had just been chosen to represent the gymnastics team at the World Championships. If I had fangs, the first thing I would do would be nibble their heads. I packed up my things and was about to go home, when suddenly I got a call. A boy's voice came from the other end of the line.
Hi, Stacy. I'm the one you saved from the fire at Beverly Hill.
Turns out, he picked up my ID and got my address. He said he just wanted to repay me. Oh, right. He must be responsible for me. And... oh my god! Now I remember who he was! Arthur! A well-known former gymnast from Brazil!
Are you Stacy? I'm Arthur, a professional advisor of the national gymnastics team.
I was so shocked that I couldn't speak. Then I suddenly remembered that I was dressing like a weirdo. So I immediately crouched under the table. Arthur gently bent down and asked me,
Thank you very much. I heard that you were seriously injured after the fire and you must give up competing. I think I can help you with that.
God, how did he know? Maybe I was quite famous in the sport, right? It was unbelievable that someone like him knew me. Arthur helped me up and then talked to me.
I want to repay you. And for that, I would like to nominate you to become a reserve member of the U.S. team to attend the World Gymnastics Championships.
What did he just say? Reserve member? Participate in the World Gymnastics Championship? I didn't remember clearly what he said after that, but I only knew there would be an exchange meeting with the team members in the next few days. Arthur took me to a photo shoot for the group's general introduction video that day. Everyone seemed to be very friendly, except a girl. Yeah, you're right. It was Anna. Her again. Now, she was also a member of the national team.
I hope Anna can help Stacy. Both of you are reserve members and be training to become official.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't care about what she said. I went backstage and asked the crew for a long suit to cover my scars. After that, we prepared for the shoot, and I tried to show myself the most in the team introduction videos. I put powder on one of my legs. I knew I would have the best pics.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1.
Wow, you're amazing. Everyone was in awe of my pic. Only one person was not satisfied with that. Oh no, I'm sorry. We should take more pictures of Stacy. Come on, let me help you.
Okay, let's do it again, Stacy.
Just as the photographer was about to shoot, Anna threw powder at me. Ugh, was she jealous of me? The powder made me cough. My gosh, are you okay? Let me help you. Stay away from Arthur. Don't make me furious. She was crazy. Was she really jealous or something? Ugh, she was so fake. I would teach her a lesson. Just as Anna raised her hand, she was about to hit me in the face when suddenly Arthur stopped her. He put a shawl on me, then talked to Anna.
Stop being mean, Anna. Stacy, you need some rest.
Look at her angry face. Arthur took me into the room and washed the powder stains for me.
Are you okay? Did you get hurt or something?
He gently wiped the powder stains on my face. Suddenly, we looked at each other for a few seconds. I suddenly woke up and pushed him away. I'm fine. Don't worry. Gosh, I didn't want to get into these troubles. I just want to focus on training to become an official team member. But I must confess, I was falling for Arthur. But I need to be more focused in practice. But the days after, Arthur texted me and we talked a lot. I realized we belonged for each other. I really, really like him. I kept wearing a thin jacket during practice. A few weeks later, Anna and I had an ability test, and we shared the same test. Anna's part went very smoothly, but about mine...
Stacy, are you ready?
I put the powder on my hands, but strangely, the powder didn't stick to my hands at all.
Stacy, into position. Take off your jacket so you can perform better.
My gosh! Take off my jacket? I slowly took it off and heard them whispering at me, but I didn't have time to care. I jumped up the bars. The first step went quite smoothly. Then I did 3 nice cartwheels in the air. But unfortunately, when I reached the bars, my hand was slippery and I couldn't stand.
Stacy, are you okay?
My patch fell off to reveal my ugly scar. This was clearly not the magnesium carbonate powder that I often use. Everyone's eyes turned to me. Anna stepped forward from afar and constantly attacked me. Gosh, you scared everyone! When I was about to run away, Anna nudged me and I fell to the ground. Arthur saw everything and became furious. He pushed Anna and helped me up.
You are so mean, Anna. I will suggest removing you from the team.
After that, Anna asked to stay, but Arthur firmly refused. And I decided to withdraw from the team. The next night, as I was sitting sadly thinking about giving up on the team, I heard a strange noise come from my window. What the duck? Were the naughty kids? Who threw stones at my house? Arthur? It turned out that he came and wanted to ask me to go for a walk. Then he talked to me.
Please come back. Everyone misses you so much.
I'm afraid I can't.
Is it because of the scars?
It's ugly, isn't it? Maybe I will drag the whole team down. Here, I give the badge back to you. I didn't want to face Arthur anymore, so I ran away. But I stopped when he shouted loudly.
I'm proud to have you on the team. Believe in yourself. At first, I just wanted to thank you for saving me, but now I really fall for you, Stacy. I like you.
God, what was he saying? I was so confused. My face turned red when I saw him shy. This time, I won't let him down anymore. I would take my chance. I'll be back for you, and I would do my best. We looked at each other, and then he put a kiss on my lips. The next day, I came back full of energy. Ignoring the doubts of other members, I worked hard and improved day by day. In the end, I did it! The team's advisory board has agreed to let me become an official member. Arthur even promised to give me a present before the competition day. The day had arrived very soon. We represented the U.S. attending World Artistic Gymnastics Championships in the UK. In the waiting room, I was getting ready for my performance. Suddenly, Anna appeared behind the cabinet door. She gave me a sly smile. You must pay the price for kicking me off the team. Damn it! She messed up time and time again. I angrily questioned her. About the incident that day. You did it, right? Yeah, I did it! Because of you! You ruined my life and everything! My career! My Arthur! She pushed me into the corner and we had a terrible fight. She intentionally tore my shirt. Everybody should know you're an ugly duck. No, I'm not! And Arthur was right. I should be confident with my scar because it was meaningful. I have no reason to be ashamed or heed the judgments of others. I pushed Anna away. Taking a pair of scissors from the locker, I personally cut the torn part of my performance suit. Now I'll show you how I perform at the World Championship. Get out of my way, loser. I stepped onto the stage before hundreds of audiences. Although I could hear them whispering about my appearance, I was standing here to fulfill my dream. I took a deep breath and began my performance. Come on, you can do it. Suddenly, someone tapped my shoulder. Arthur?
I'm looking for you everywhere. Take this.
It turned out he wanted to give me his gold medal. I took the gift and hugged him tightly. Thank you so much, Arthur, I said, then walked up to the stage for my performance. Beyond my expectations, my scar left the audience and the judges impressed. After all, I won bronze, but many articles were written about my efforts. Arthur and I became a couple after that event, and Anna had paid for what she had done. Of course, Arthur still rejected her. Because of those evil actions, Anna lost everything. She needed to know that love isn't a competition. You see, the scar makes me braver and stronger. Now I can do anything I want. I have to go.
But wait!
Aw, he's so sweet, right? What about you? Tell us your story in the comments below. Under the towering oak tree, a cute little boy was playing with his paper airplane. The airplane glided gently in the wind, but unfortunately, it landed on the head of a group of tough-looking kids nearby.
Yo, Tommy, the class weakling!
He's always so scared, isn't he?
I'm sorry, can you give it back, please? No way, it's mine now!
That's so mean! The teacher never taught us to be like that!
What? A girl wants to protect little Tommy.
I'll teach them a lesson. I've been learning karate since I was 5. Yeah! I swung my leg into the air and took down the ringleader with one kick. The other bully turned pale and ran away. Feeling super proud of myself, Tommy nervously approached me, holding out the paper airplane.
Thank you. This is for you.
That was the first time I met Tom. Hi there, I'm Ellie from Virginia. 9 years have passed and Tommy and I have become a sweet couple. Although our personalities are quite different, I'm strong and he's…
I think I'm gonna faint if I climb up there.
Come on, just give it a try. As we climbed into the ride, I couldn't help but laugh seeing Tom gripping the safety bar. The roller coaster started moving and everyone began screaming. Having fun, Tom?
This is a whole new definition of fun!
When the ride ended, Tom stumbled out looking like he'd just seen a ghost.
You owe me, Ellie. My legs are like jelly now.
It was the most fun we've had together. During Tommy's senior year, our outings became less frequent because he wanted to focus on studying for college entrance exams. Meanwhile, I was engrossed in my martial arts passion. One day, a new girl transferred to my class. Her name was Camilla, a beautiful, gentle girl with dreams of becoming a researcher like Tom. Hey, new girl, did you forget something? I don't know. What do you mean? I immediately rushed over to rescue Camilla and disperse the mean girls. Don't mind them, they always pick on new students. Tommy was waiting for me at the classroom door as usual. Seeing that Camilla was alone, I invited her to join our group. But is that okay?
Who's that?
My new friend. She dreams of becoming a researcher just like you.
Great. Come along, Camilla.
Day by day, we grew closer. I even shared my love story with Tom, and Camilla always wished to find such a beautiful love. One day, while we were excitedly discussing how the queen bee at school got embarrassed, a skater zoomed by, knocking Camilla down hard. Seeing my friend clutch her leg in pain, I tried to chase after the culprit to teach him a lesson, but couldn't catch up. Lucky for him this time.
Are you okay?
I think I sprained my ankle. Seeing Tom kneel down to help Camilla, I stood there feeling a bit sad. But I couldn't be selfish. She was hurt. Later, Tom and I took her home. I stopped to tie my shoe for just a second and they left me behind. Time flew by and I became a college student. Camilla and Tom both got into the university of their dreams, and Tom and I only saw each other occasionally when we had free time. He was busy maintaining his top rank and I was focused on my passion. I joined a martial arts club led by Norman, a lively guy with a sweet smile. We trained together and had lunch together. I saw him as an older brother. Then one day he confessed.
I've been drawn to you since the first time I saw you. Do I still have a chance? No! She has a boyfriend, and that boyfriend is me.
Tommy appeared out of nowhere and pulled me away. Are you jealous?
You're not allowed to be near any other guy but me.
Tom's attitude made me a bit uncomfortable, but he must love me if he's this jealous, right? Everything went too far when Norman started receiving threatening letters in his locker, followed by spam messages.
Stay away from my Ellie.
And it didn't stop there. His martial arts uniform got messed with too.
Ellie, can you help me out for a second? My back is burning. Check it out for me.
Oh my gosh, someone had sprinkled chili powder inside his uniform! What the fudge?
I warned you.
Tom was turning into a completely different person, and I couldn't take it anymore. I called him in a rage.
Oh, I'm just protecting you. I don't want anyone coming between us.
That's controlling! I can handle it myself!
I know, I just...
What do you want to do for dinner? Huh? Was that Camilla's voice? Who are you on the phone with?
Just a college friend asking about homework.
A college friend? Why did he have to lie?
I'll call you later. Love you.
Wait! The thought of Tommy and Camilla together made my anger flare up like never before. If it's true, I swear I'll crush them both. But wait, maybe Camilla just invited my boyfriend to dinner as friends. I trust my best friend. She would never ever betray me. That weekend, I decided to surprise Tom by visiting him. But the surprise was on me when I found a red lipstick mark on his shirt. Just then, I heard voices outside the door. Come on, Tom. I'll show you what my fist tastes like. Are you sure this is okay?
Trust me.
It was Camilla's voice again. Were they together? I don't think we should.
What are you afraid of? I know you've liked me for a long time.
Tom pulled Camilla close and they kissed right in front of me. The two-way mirror let me see them clearly, but they couldn't see me. Those two traitors. I was caught between a close friendship and a 10-year relationship. I burst out, shocking them both. Camilla huddled in a corner, endlessly apologizing, while I knocked Tom out with a powerful punch. I treated you both like family! I tried to muster the strength to follow through with what I'd just imagined, but suddenly I felt weak. I hid in the bathroom, thinking about everything the three of us had been through together. I didn't deserve this. I called Tom multiple times to lure him away from the house, but he didn't answer. Desperate, I texted Camilla. Ellie needs me to go to her school for something.
What a bother. Do it later.
What a bother? That jerk Tom. He didn't want me near any other guy while he was cheating with my best friend. I can't. I have to go check on her. After they left, I finally came out. All I needed now was to stay calm and think of a way to get back at them both. I considered many plans to humiliate them publicly. From leaking their secret relationship to stealing Tom's presentation just to mess with him. They turned me into a real monster. Huh? A message from Camilla? She wanted to meet and talk? That morning, I went to the meeting spot. I wanted to hear what my once close friend had to confess. Sadly, Camilla still looked as gentle as the first day we met. You were the only one who stood up for me when I was bullied. Ellie, you've always been the best friend. And your way of thanking me is to steal my boyfriend? You know about me and Tom? I feel awful. Ellie, I'm sorry. I'll end it with him. And you provoked me by leaving a lipstick mark on his shirt? What are you talking about? I didn't do that. Camilla's puzzled look made me realize that I wasn't the only victim of this red flag guy. He was cheating on at least one other girl. I knew we had to do something. On the day Tom had his presentation in front of the whole school, he was utterly shocked to see both me and Camilla arrive, arm in arm, looking super close. And we brought along some handsome guys too. Meh, I asked Norman to help out, and luckily, he was more than willing. Tom was so furious, he forgot he was being watched by a ton of people and stormed down from the stage. But who was he mad at? Me or Camilla? The show hasn't even started yet, my ex. Right at that moment, paper airplanes started raining down from every level. It was quite a sight, but it wasn't as romantic as it looked. Tom, you said you only loved me! Another girl stood up after reading the notes on the airplanes. They were full of proof of his cheating. You jerk! Wow, so all this time I'd been sharing my boyfriend with a bunch of other girls without knowing. It hurt, but at least I found out now. Tommy, we are so disappointed in you. You're expelled for tarnishing the school's image. Why was the principal so upset? Don't tell me she was also... Oh, forget it. The important thing was that Tom finally learned a valuable lesson. Here you go. You've changed so much, Tom. I handed him the paper airplane he gave me when we first met. Now I was giving it back, signaling the end of our memories together. Camilla and I walked away from there. Thank you for forgiving me. Oh, forget about him. He's not worth fighting over. There are plenty of hotter guys out there. I don't think you need to look far. Camilla nudged me and glanced towards Norman. Someone's been staring at you the whole time.
What do you think, Jolene? Date me and this whole perfect body is yours. Maybe a boyfriend who can cook is more useful. Try this hot lasagna.
No way! Jolene is mine! Sweetheart, what do you want to ride today? Porsche, Mercedes, or that jet parked over there?
Okay, hold up. That was too much, right? Hi everyone, Jolene here from Oklahoma. Before I get into why these guys are acting like this, like and subscribe to MDA. I am a princess. Not the royal blood kind, but I really grew up like one. My dad is one of the top gemstone mining businessmen and highly respected by many important partners, including Daryl's dad. I don't remember exactly how it happened, but Daryl has been head over heels for me since the first time we met. The problem is, I don't like him. We have nothing in common, so our conversations are always awkward and boring. Yet he keeps showing his affection for me in the most ridiculous ways. Like the time Daryl wore a giant t-shirt with my face on it and said, "My Angeline," and paraded around the school. Or when he paid off an entire cafe so I wouldn't have to wait in line to order. You don't think that's cool, do you? Stop being stubborn and making a fool of yourself, Daryl!
I just want to be with you, Jolene. I'll protect you and give you everything. Be my girlfriend. Ow, Jolene, help me!
Oh no. See? Please take care of yourself first. Ugh.
I will never give up!
I've tried many ways to get rid of him. Hiring someone to pretend to be my boyfriend or randomly confessing to a nerdy guy, but nuh-uh, nothing worked. I need a real boyfriend. Just then, a bunch of posters smacked me in the face. The wind blew the flyers off the rack at the cafe. While helping the staff gather them up, my eyes landed on a flyer for a reality dating show. Could this be a sign from the universe? I immediately contacted the production team to sign up. For 14 days, the main character of the show, me, would live in a house with 7 guys, each trying to win my heart. The ultimate winner would become my boyfriend and share the prize money with me. Sounds fun, right? Not only would I avoid the annoying Daryl, but I might also find true love during the 2 weeks at this beautiful beachside villa. But when the 7 guys appeared, was that Daryl?
I told you I wouldn't give up. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Let me help you with your luggage, my lady.
No need, I got it. Please let go. I yanked the suitcase back and lost my balance, falling backward. 2 figures rushed toward me like the wind, catching me just before I hit the ground. OMG, they were both so handsome.
Are you okay? Jolene, are you hurt anywhere?
Oh, no. Thanks, guys. So the room is this way, right? Or maybe this way. Oh, they're both a solid 10 with no buts. That was Liam and Scott, the top 2 prospects I had my eye on. I wonder how they'll impress me next. As for Daryl, I need to find a way to eliminate him ASAP. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be living with 7 hot guys, all vying for my attention. But right on the first date, things didn't go so smoothly.
Oh, Jolene, your face is as kind as my grandma's. I want to have 3 kids. 1 older daughter and twin sons. Sounds great, right?
That's not all. Instead of impressing me, some decided to prank each other to get ahead. One got drenched in stinky sewer water, and another was locked in the changing room, emerging after 2 hours wearing only boxers because someone shredded his suit. Reject, reject, reject! After the first date, only 3 candidates were left standing, including Daryl. To be honest, he wasn't the worst of the bunch. Among the remaining 2, the first was Liam, a real-life Greek god. Just look at those abs glistening in the sun.
Good morning, gorgeous.
Liam winked at me, and with a single leap, he grabbed the branch and started doing pull-ups. It would have been a picture-perfect moment if the branch hadn't suddenly gone snap, and Liam had to leave the show immediately to go to the hospital after he fell. A week later, it was just Scott versus Daryl. Things moved quicker than I thought. Scott was like a mystery card that hadn't been turned over yet. While everyone else swarmed me with their antics, Scott stayed calm and quietly cared for me with small gestures. One evening, I went down to the kitchen for a drink and nearly jumped out of my skin when I saw Scott tinkering with something. Okay, deep breath. Here's my chance. Scott, you're still up?
Oh, yeah. I'm just fixing these drones a bit. Almost done. Wanna see?
I followed Scott to the beach. After a few instructions, Scott let me fly the drone across the sky. This is so cool! How did you get this drone?
I built it myself. It still has a lot of glitches, but I'm working on it. My mom really wants me to become an aerospace engineer.
That's awesome! Have more confidence, Scott. Look, this drone is amazing! Just as I finished speaking, the silly drone suddenly veered off course due to the strong sea breeze, heading straight for me. In an instant, Scott pushed me out of the way just in time. The closeness. I can't tell if we kissed or not. This is so embarrassing. The sky is so full of stars tonight, huh?
They're in your eyes, too.
That night was the first time I talked so much with Scott, and it felt amazing. We shared similar thoughts on many things and could always finish each other's sandwiches. I hadn't felt this happy with someone in a long time. As we walked back from the beach, Daryl was waiting with a grim face, saying he wanted to talk to me alone.
Be careful with him, Jolene. You know how many people are only after your money.
Don't act like you know everything about him. After that, I got closer to Scott. Every time I remembered the moment on the beach, my face would heat up and my heart would race. This feeling is so strange. And of course, Daryl wasn't happy. He started competing with Scott and the show's producers were thrilled. This boosted the ratings for the following episodes, but it was exhausting for me. The final day of filming arrived, the day I had to make my choice. That morning, while I was getting ready to take a shower, suddenly, Scott rushed in and pinned me against the wall. Geez, Scott, what are you doing?
There's a hidden camera in here. Wait a sec. Stand behind me.
Scott looked around and focused on a scent diffuser placed in the corner of the bathtub. He carefully picked it up and discovered a mini camera? Just then, Daryl heard my scream and barged in, pushing Scott into the bathtub.
You jerk! How dare you harass Jolene like that?
You got it all wrong. I just found a hidden camera, so...
Oh, maybe you're the one who planted that camera.
What nonsense are you spouting?
Why else? Everyone here is after her money. But my feelings for Jolene are genuine. She knows that better than anyone.
And if she was okay with that, neither of you would be in this show. Jolene, listen,
Enough! Stop it! Don't you see what state I'm in right now? That morning's filming was postponed to deal with the issue. It turned out that Scott had caught a crew member secretly watching private camera footage on his phone. And it was in the bathroom, a place that obviously shouldn't have any cameras. After handling him, Scott rushed over to stop me and remove the camera before things got worse. Before I could react, Scott dropped another bombshell. He was leaving the show immediately without filming the final choice moment. Scott, wait, why? You know I was going to choose you, right?
That's why I'm leaving. I'm sorry, Jolene. I joined this show for the prize money. My mom is seriously ill and has been in the hospital for months. Winning a big sum in just 2 weeks would help out a lot. So I planned to stick it out until I won, then split the money and break up. But Daryl might be a bit immature, but he genuinely cares about you. Jolene, I don't deserve you.
The show ended with Daryl as the winner. The final episode's ratings were through the roof and everyone was happy and congratulating us. Everyone except me. I couldn't even fake a smile. In the days that followed, Daryl eagerly took me out on dates. My dad also pushed me to stay with him for the sake of business relations between our families, so I reluctantly agreed. Daryl probably noticed that my mind was elsewhere. One night while I was binge-watching MDA up to episode 25, a cool breeze blew in, and a drone flew into my room. What the waffles? Could it be Scott? My heart raced as I opened the note attached to the drone. Inside was a message, "I'll be waiting for you at the beach. Hope you come, Scott." I quickly got ready and dashed out of the house. To my surprise, Daryl's Porsche was waiting at the door. Sorry, Daryl, I can't go with you right now.
Get in. I'll drive you to the beach.
Hey, how did you know I was heading to the beach?
I was the one controlling the drone to fly into your room. It was tricky, but mission accomplished.
What? But...
The note? It's really from Scott. I didn't fake it. He's busy setting up the beach right now.
Wow, you surprised me, Daryl. Tell me, what's going on?
It's just... I hate seeing you so sad. I only realized it when I thought about how happy you were with Scott. It's embarrassing how much I annoyed you before. Now, I just want to see you happy again. Consider it my apology. Why are you laughing? I'm being serious.
Nothing, it's just... Thank you, Daryl. Kinda touching, right? I guess I helped turn that annoying guy into a better, more mature version of himself. When I arrived at the beach, Scott was already waiting there. As if on cue, my heart started racing just like the waves out there.
Hi, Jolene. I want to show you a little performance, okay?
I looked up at the sky as Scott pointed. And then I saw a breathtaking sight. Nearly 100 glowing drones flying like giant fireflies. And then slowly forming into a heart shape with my name in the middle.
I've been thinking and planning this for days. It was cowardly and unfair to make you trust me and then say I'm not worthy. So Jolene, will you accept my apology and also my I love you?
I accepted his apology first. As for the confession, what do you think? Should I say yes or give Scott more time to prove his sincerity? Late by almost 30 minutes. Where was he? Every time we met up, Jack always made me wait forever. But what could I do? He always showed up with that sunny smile and a million adorable excuses. I glanced around to see if Jack had arrived yet, but all I saw was a pair of lovebirds nuzzling by a Range Rover. Then the girl gave her boyfriend a fancy shirt. Wow, goals. I wish Jack and I were like that. Wait a second, was that Jack?
Thanks, babe. A polo shirt with Burberry pants? Perfect match, right?
Try matching it with a cake on your face. I hurled the cake right into that jerk's face, stunning his girlfriend. The surprise on Jack's face quickly turned to disgust when he recognized me.
Get in the car, Gabby. I don't know this ugly, rude girl.
He wiped the cake off his face with a handkerchief and threw it at me before getting in the car and driving off. I stared at the crushed remains of my affection on the ground, shocked at his betrayal. A few minutes later, I got a text from Jack.
Just stop it. Someone as dull and poor as you has no chance with me.
Was that really how he saw me all along? I had tried so hard to please Jack, believing his promises that we'd be a couple. But my crush turned out to be a lying gold digger. I almost forgot. I'm Addison, and anger was welling up in me. The batting cage was the only place I could pour out my heart to my best friend Eloise and vent my frustration with each swing. That jerk thought he could just fool me and still be loved like nothing happened. If it weren't for his sweet talk over the past 2 years, this wouldn't have been an issue. Jack was just using me. There was no love involved. But you dodged a bullet now. You'll forget him. Time heals all wounds. I don't need healing. I learned my lesson, Eloise. Everything boys do when they're in love is just to take advantage of girls because we crave love. This is a demand, and I'm going to start a service to meet that demand. A host club, just like in Japan. It'll be a place where handsome, broke guys can fulfill girls' short-term dating needs. They'll do all the boyfriend stuff like chatting, complimenting, romantic dates, you name it. And I'll be the middleman. That sounds so wrong, Addison. Those are things people in love do. How can you justify exploiting girls' feelings for profit? You're right. I'll charge the customers for the service. Supply and demand, basic economics. And of course, no relationships allowed after the service ends. No, listen to me. Although my friend protested strongly, she still went to help. I was curious to see where this would go. We got to work immediately on posters and content to attract potential customers and recruit staff. On the day we were selecting the charming guys, I couldn't hide my excitement because this was the first step to making my startup dream a reality. But as we waited, no one showed up and I started doubting my idea. Eloise was nervous too. No way, there had to be at least a few guys in need of money who believed in my idea. My hope reignited when finally some people showed up. Only 2? No problem, quality over quantity. Welcome to my host club auditions. Let's get to know each other. Has anyone here ever had a girlfriend? Dating games don't count. Only one hand went up, accompanied by cricket sounds and blank stares. Never mind, let's do a test. I picked one person to demonstrate how to approach a girl on a first date and asked Eloise to play the role. Huh? Why me? Fine. Hi, I'm Eloise. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Eloise. Hi, well...
What the fudge? We rushed to help the guy.
Sorry, I've never talked to a girl this long.
If 2 sentences short-circuit your brain, why are you here?
Because I want to get close to girls. Give me a chance.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, but I don't think this is for you. You should leave.
Wait, I can help train Will. By the way, I'm Chad.
Confident, huh? Okay, show us what you got, Chad. He confidently walked over to me, never breaking eye contact.
Sorry to bother you, but do you have a 50-cent coin?
Nope, we use Apple Pay now.
Good point. But pretty lips shouldn't lie. I know you do.
Chad gently tucked my hair behind my ear and pulled out a 50-cent coin. Everyone gasped, but I wasn't impressed yet. Wow, ancient trick.
Shh, look there.
I looked in the direction he pointed, but my chin was immediately pulled back and I found his eyes staring intently at me. Okay, I was seriously flustered. This combo was too strong. Wow, not a single wasted move. Oh Oh no, my heart's not supposed to be swayed anymore. Not long after, we got a message from our first potential customer. To make sure she was serious, I told her to Venmo $10 as a deposit, which would be deducted from the service fee if she showed up. Once we got the money, we told her to meet at a cafe. To ensure the first customer meeting went smoothly, of course, we sent our ace, Chad. Oh, there she was wearing the clothes described in the message. We weren't stood up. Awesome!
What the fudge?
Why is it you? Huh? Why did they both look so horrified? Right then, I got a call from Chad.
Addison, send someone else.
We haven't even gotten past introductions yet.
Forget it, that's my cousin.
Fate really had a twisted sense of humor. Eloise had to calm Natasha down while I called Will.
I'll only embarrass you guys.
But we really need you. Just come here, I've got a plan. My plan was to have them each wear an AirPod. Will would just need to repeat whatever Chad said. Will's effort to not pass out was pitiful, but Natasha seemed to like it. She was all smiles.
I thought we were going to lose our first customer.
You're only getting half your pay today. But hey, shh, Will's gonna repeat.
I took my AirPod out a while ago. After a few minutes of jitters, Will got confident enough to go solo. Natasha, who I know is usually introverted, was laughing so much. It was clear they were hitting it off.
Or maybe she likes shy boys.
Not just her.
Refuse to understand. Train Will more, please, just in case you run into an ex, old crush, or some estranged sibling of yours.
Yes, ma'am.
He was adorable. If I had liked Chad before, would things have turned out differently? Probably not. Chad was just doing this for the money too. After that, word spread fast and we had customers every day. The feedback was great and many clients came back multiple times. My idea really hit the mark. Who doesn't want to hold hands at the movies, get compliments, be carried like in a K-drama, and so on? Sometimes we had tough cases, like making someone's lover jealous, testing their love, scaring off stalkers, or cutting ties with clingy exes. Sometimes I had to step in to break up fights to avoid things getting worse, but no worries, those cases could be charged higher.
You just broke up a fight and you're still all smiles.
We made more money. It's business.
Just for the money? Aren't you happy you helped someone out of a toxic relationship?
Just wait, when she finds someone new, the cycle will start again. And don't even think about becoming her new boyfriend. You know the rules.
Are you sure you need that rule?
I didn't get to ask more because Chad left. The next day, a customer set up a meeting for a consultation at the gym. It was the girl I'd seen with Jack before. I tried to keep my anger in check and treated her like a normal customer. I'm sorry about Jack. I didn't know anything about you, and we've broken up now, so that's why I'm here. Come on, Addison, don't laugh. Be professional. That's old news. Let's move on. What service are you interested in? Actually, I'm not sure. A friend recommended this place. She said you guys helped her get out of a toxic relationship and heal. I want that too. What? We don't do that here. But you do. My friend showed me pictures with one of your guys and said the dates made her a lot more confident. She has an amazing new boyfriend now. What the fudge? My host club wasn't supposed to be some healing center. I pulled Eloise aside to talk. I was shocked when Eloise said Gabby was right. She explained that many girls came to us because of past heartbreak or shyness around boys. They all reported feeling more confident and happy after our dates. Gabby's friend even realized she deserved better thanks to a date with Chad. I didn't start this host club to save love-struck girls. It's for people who don't want to be in a serious relationship anymore.
Addison, you're smart. I can't believe you don't see the good in what we're doing.
Oh, now you two. What makes you think you know what I'm thinking?
I've been trying to be there for you and watch over you because I like you.
Stop it. I don't need pointless love. Whether you admit it or not, it's the truth. Don't you want to help someone in need? No way! Shut it down, all of it! I couldn't stand their pitying looks anymore, so I ran off. My mind was a whirlwind. I didn't do anything wrong. These girls who came to me, what made them better than me to deserve happiness now? Why was I the only one still left with this pain? When I came to my senses, I was at the mall entrance. At least here I'd get some peace. But then I remembered this was where I found out the truth about Jack. That was my first real shock, but without it, I wouldn't start this host club to make money. Now I felt like I was exploiting others' pain and emotional needs for profit. But so what? No one was there to heal me when I got hurt. Just then, I saw Gabby walking towards me. Leave me alone! Please, hear me out. I believe only you can understand. Somehow, I decided to listen. Gabby explained that she realized Jack was a gold digger and had to try to break up with him multiple times. But he was great at sweet-talking her into staying. Thanks to her friend's advice, she eventually saw that Jack was draining her both financially and emotionally. So she ended things and came to us. I saw myself in Gabby's story and I felt more sympathy than anger. It's my fault for not being strong enough to leave sooner. No, don't blame yourself. That leech wouldn't let me go until he found a better target. But it's okay, you've come to the right place. We'll make sure you get the best service. Really? You changed your mind? It's time you knew how you deserve to be treated. Just then, the rest of the host club arrived. Since I'd blown up at them earlier, I had to treat them all to make up for it. Talking with them, I realized that what had dawned on me hours ago was something they had seen from the start. How could I have been so blind? That's not the only thing you didn't see. Right, I still had to deal with that clueless guy. After everything, I can finally admit that I was too negative about love just because of one awful person. Now I've met someone who makes me want to open up again. Tonight, we're going on a group date. The other couple is Eloise and Will. Under the blazing golden sunset, two kids were sitting on the grass, twisting grass stems into rings.
Here, Sam. This one's for you.
And this one's for you! We exchanged our little grass rings, holding them like they were the most valuable treasure in the world. So we're married now, right?
When we grow up, I'll throw us a big wedding.
Just then, I felt something tickling my arm. I glanced down and saw a tiny spider crawling up my sleeve. I screamed and jumped back.
Don't worry. I'll save you from this terrifying spider.
Steve scooped me up and spun me around until we both fell into the grass, giggling.
Count 1, 2, 3, and I'll always be there.
But then, he was gone. One day, his house was empty, with a for sale sign in the yard. We didn't even get to say goodbye. We were only 5 at the time. What a bunch of kids. Hey there, I'm Sam, now 17, and totally not the weakling I used to be. I've leveled up into a spy, following in my dad's footsteps. Though I still freak out about spiders. One day, I got assigned a new mission in Sydney, Australia. My dad thought I'd be perfect for the job since I could blend in as a student. The mission was to infiltrate a prestigious school connected to some illegal gold smuggling ring. But I said no. Australia's packed with spiders and snakes too. Nope.
Think it over.
He slid a photo towards me, a candid shot of some students from that school. My heart dropped when I saw a familiar face. Steve. Is that him?
We've confirmed it. What's troubling is, Steve might be involved with the smuggling ring. Or maybe not. This mission will teach you a lot. Don't let your feelings get in the way of work.
This sounds like a tough one.
But it's good for you.
My dad was strict, but he always tried to support me as much as possible. So I accepted the mission. Plus, I was curious about seeing Steve again. Australia greeted me with a refreshing sea breeze and bustling streets. Tomorrow, I'd be starting school undercover as an exchange student. I rented a typical Aussie house, but things got messy the next morning when I woke up. I slipped my foot into a slipper, only to feel something scaly moving inside. I yanked my foot out, my heart pounding. A snake! Then I felt something cold and slippery crawl up my arm. Another one! The landlady rushed in to find me curled up in the corner of the bed. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. That's just my pet. Nagini's such a sweetie. I've been looking all over for you. My panic faded as the landlady offered to make me breakfast. She handed me a plate with Vegemite on toast and I took a cautious bite. It tasted salty and kind of bitter. It's interesting. I forced a smile to return the old lady's hospitality. Whew, it was going to take some time to adjust to all these new things here. On my first day at school, I couldn't stop thinking about Steve. After classes, I lingered around, checking out the school. While I was wandering around the backfield, I saw a teacher struggling with some gym equipment. Let me help you out, sir.
Oh, I'm so clumsy. Thanks. But you should head home soon.
A little further down the path, I ran into a group of 3 girls in old school uniforms heading my way. Hey, new girl! You're new, so you probably haven't heard the rumors about this school, huh? No one sticks around after hours. Like, no one. Well, why not? Something about their vibe felt off, but maybe this would be helpful for my investigation. Their answer was a shocker. This school's haunted. Stay late and you might meet them. Ghosts? You've gotta be joking. People say they hear weird noises at night, whispers from the dark hallways. Then why are you still here? We're student reps. It's our job to remind people to leave. Anyway, see ya! Then they walked off quickly. I never believed in ghosts, but maybe those phantoms were connected to what I was looking for. I decided to stay at school that night. I sat crouched in the corner of the building, trying to stay out of the security guard's eyes. The school hallway fell silent once again. I I was waiting for the smugglers to make their move. If they were sneaking something into the school, it was definitely happening at night. But my mind started drifting back to the ghost stories my classmates told me. Could it really be? That sound made the hair on my neck stand up. Then came the soft thudding of footsteps, barely audible, but the ground beneath me felt like it was trembling. I'm not scared of ghosts. I was here to complete a mission, not to chase after spooky stories. Just then, in the dim flickering light outside the schoolyard, I saw a shadow. I clamped my hand over my mouth to keep from screaming. That figure was moving quickly, almost floating across the ground. It was getting closer, so close. I held my breath. But it was Steve. That face was unmistakable, just like the one in the photo Dad had shown me. What's Steve doing at school this late? There wasn't time to think. I quietly followed him. As I got closer, Steve disappeared behind a door to an old building far from the main campus. I took a deep breath, pushed the door open, and stepped inside. A wave of fear hit me. Spiders, they were everywhere. The floor, the walls, the ceiling. Hundreds of beady eyes were locked on me. I knew they were venomous. If I got bitten, I couldn't walk out of here. I swallowed hard, scanning the room. Steve had vanished here, so there had to be another way out. Before I could think, the spiders started attacking. I whipped out a tiny bug spray canister Dad always told me to carry in Australia. Covering my mouth and nose, I weaved through the webs, taking down the spiders. But there were too many. The ones behind were bigger than the ones before, all coming at me. It took a while to get through them, but I knew the spray would only knock them out temporarily. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I spotted it. A floorboard with a strange handle. I braced myself for whatever might be behind it. A massive spider? A python? But instead, there was just a sliding chute leading down below. What the fudge? Was this some kind of kiddie game? Suddenly, I heard noises below getting closer. Afraid of being discovered, I closed the trapdoor and slipped out of the room. So, it was all part of a cover-up. The smugglers had been using these ghost stories to keep students away at night. Tomorrow, I'd come back, better prepared to uncover the truth. The next morning, I showed up early at school and saw Steve in the courtyard. My heart raced. It wasn't just about reuniting with an old friend anymore. I needed to know if he was involved with criminals. Steve! He turned around, but his reaction wasn't what I expected. It shocked me.
Yes? Who are you?
It's me, Sam, from home.
I don't know you. Sorry, I'm busy.
Before I could say anything else, the gym teacher from yesterday appeared, handing me a water bottle.
Thanks again for helping me yesterday. You know, I'm such a clumsy teacher.
Yeah, no problem. I watched Steve walk away. What was going on with his memory? That night, I was determined to figure out what was happening beneath the school. And if Steve was involved, I'd bring everything to light. I had to get back to that secret room. This time, the room full of venomous spiders didn't scare me like before. I quickly found the trapdoor beneath the floor. Taking a deep breath, I got ready to slide down. But then, a hand grabbed my arm.
Don't!
Steve gripped me, his eyes cold and distant, like he'd been brainwashed.
Sam, don't.
For a moment, I froze, completely confused. Steve, do you remember me?
Of course I remember you. I never forgot you.
My mind was spinning, trying to piece everything together. Then why this morning?
It's complicated. I don't want you mixed up in this mess. My dad, he was once part of them, and now he owes them money. Lots of it. That's how I got dragged into all this. I didn't have a choice.
I didn't know.
They're using the school, Sam. I've been helping them smuggle gold in and out of here, and in return, they keep my dad safe.
You're helping them commit crimes. I could still remember the innocent face Steve had as a kid, but now all I saw was worry and guilt. I can help you. I'm a special agent now.
What? Oh, right. Just like your dad. That's why my family moved away back then, when we found out your dad was an agent.
Oh, so that's what happened. But Steve, let me help you. For us.
The gold's already been moved, but they're planning another shipment soon. When it comes, I'll let you know.
In the days that followed, Steve and I started spending more time together. One afternoon, he invited me to the zoo. I was amazed watching kangaroos hop around freely. I even got to hold a koala with its soft, fluffy fur. Later, we found a quiet spot near the emu enclosure, and Steve pulled out a boomerang.
Ever tried one of these? It's super fun.
I shook my head, eager to try it out. We had a blast. The next day, Steve secretly texted me about the gold shipment coming in that night, warning me to be careful. We slid down the chute and Steve signaled for me to hide behind the large wooden crates. I pulled out my phone, carefully snapping photos of the deal, evidence that would send them all to jail. Just as I was about to send the pictures to Dad, a heavy hand clamped down on my shoulder. I'd slipped up again, but this time, luck wasn't on my side.
I've been keeping an eye on you, you little rat.
He grabbed me by my collar and shoved me to the ground right in front of Steve, snarling like a wild animal.
How did this brat find her way down here? She almost ratted us out to the cops. Your dad's still in my hands, you idiot.
Steve stepped forward, looking at me with cold, unrecognizable eyes. My heart sank as he picked up my phone and smashed it. Steve!
I'll deal with her once we're done here.
No way. Steve didn't choose justice. That hurt more than 1,000 knives stabbing into my heart. They tied me up and continued moving the new shipments down the slide. I watched helplessly as the crates of gold were stacked up. But just as they were preparing the final load, chaos erupted outside. Police sirens blared through the halls above, and the criminals started scrambling to escape. My bonds loosened.
Get them before they run.
That's when I realized the phone Steve had smashed wasn't mine. It was his. He'd swapped them when the others weren't paying attention. The photos I'd taken of the smuggling operation had already been sent. We quickly cornered the goons, waiting for the cops to swoop in and arrest them. I thought it was all over, but then a cold hand grabbed me from behind.
Let me go, or the girl gets it.
The police all stepped back. My dad was there, his face tense but unmoving. Steve was circling around in the corner of my eye, slowly creeping up behind. Count 1, 2, 3, and you'll be here. The grip on my throat loosened and the gym teacher was tackled by Steve from behind. He writhed on the ground as the cops stormed in and cuffed him. Steve still had to face the consequences for what he'd done, though there might be leniency. Before they took him away, my dad allowed us a moment to talk. Thank you for saving me.
I should be the one thanking you. You've always been brave. And today, you gave me strength I didn't know I had.
We hugged tightly, something more than friendship, but not quite love.
Oh, by the way,
Steve pulled out a small brass ring, carefully threaded onto a necklace he wore. After all this time?
always.
Steve, it's time to go.
Oh, right. That afternoon, I saw you standing in the backfield for a long time. What was going on?
I was talking to 3 girls in uniforms who warned me about the haunted school, but I guess it was all just made up, right?
Uniforms? That's weird. This school stopped wearing uniforms about 10 years ago. And when I saw you that day, you were standing there, alone.
My dad led Steve away, leaving me standing there stunned. So, who were the girls I met in the backfield? Oh my gosh, I only had 10 minutes before school started and I was still wandering around the house. I was sprinting but couldn't skip my daily ritual.
That's right. No matter how late you are, never skip breakfast. Here's yours.
Yeah, I know. Hold on a sec. Here, drink this too. Okay, all done, Mom. I'm off, bye. Hey friends, I'm Maggie, 16. Sorry you had to see me like this, but I'm in a rush. That scene you just witnessed, that's pretty much my life.
Maggie, you forgot your backpack.
Oh, holy guacamole! What would I do without my parents? Drop a comment below if you're a pampered baby like me. As long as I can remember, they've loved me unconditionally, but they're not my biological parents. I was told that 16 years ago, I was left outside their door on a snowy Christmas Eve with no note or information. They adopted me and have treated me like their own ever since. Life with them has been like living in a fairy tale. Mom's always taking care of the family, and she gets me all glammed up whenever I have school parties. Dad? He's always coming up with new games and fun stuff to do with me. We live together in total bliss, but my parents always told me not to talk about our family to others. Why? Is it because other families can't do what we do?
Well, no, actually. Every family can do this, honey. It's just that we shouldn't, show off too much, okay?
But I was just so proud and excited that I totally forgot what they said. I kept bragging every day about how fun my house was, and yeah, the results weren't great. This morning my dad was baking for me, but he slipped and everything fell on the floor. Ugh. My dad bakes without even using his hands. He's like this, and then this, and boom, ta-da! A perfect cake. They all thought I was some weirdo with my head in the clouds. And so, I ended up with no friends. Prom night came and I didn't want to go, but my parents pushed me. Worst mistake ever. Everyone whispered about how bizarre my outfit was. I'm pretty sure they have zero sense of fashion because this dress? Yeah, they picked it out for me. I pretended not to care, and when no one was paying attention, I slipped out. But I didn't get far before running into the school's popular troublemakers.
Well. If it isn't Maggie Quirky, why are you walking around alone, huh? That outfit, though, stunning.
Man, prom's boring. But going home would suck more. Come on, join our private party. Weirdos, special people like you are totally made for these kinds of parties.
Then they grabbed me, pulling me along. I tried to get away, but it was useless. Just as they were about to shove me into the car, a voice called out.
Let her go.
Suddenly, a guy jumped down from a tree, landing right on the car, and gave those bullies the beating of their lives. They ran off, scared out of their minds. He asked if I was okay and offered to walk me home. On the way, we talked and I found out his name was Vincent. Thanks, but why were you up in a tree?
Oh, I was just observing. I mean, it's kind of a hobby of mine. Helps me chill out, you know?
That's so funny. I brought Vincent inside to introduce him to my parents, but for some reason, their faces turned pale.
I feel like we've met before, haven't we?
Oh, you're probably mistaking me for someone else. Or maybe you've seen me on those hot guy fan pages.
Maybe. Want some tea?
Tea? A teacup?
Oh my goodness, I'm so clumsy. Let me make you a new one. After Vincent left, my parents immediately told me something wasn't right about him and that I shouldn't hang out with him. But since they didn't have any solid reason, I kept texting and calling Vincent every day. And to be honest, we got along so well. Except for one thing.
I think there's something strange about your parents. They don't seem normal.
What do you mean, not normal? I don't like you talking about them like that. That night, I couldn't sleep, probably because I had way too much coffee during the day. I quietly sneaked out of the house for a walk. But while I was out, I saw two familiar figures. And what the waffles were they wearing? And right behind them was a group of tough-looking people chasing them like their lives depended on it. I tried to follow, but there was no way I could keep up with their speed, so I ran back home instead. And when I got there, my parents were already sitting on the couch. Dad, Mom, I just saw you guys outside. What? We've been home all day. But why are you sitting here this late?
Oh, we couldn't sleep. You neither?
Oh, we couldn't sleep. You neither? I nodded and headed up to my room, but I noticed Dad still had leaves in his hair and Mom's hands were dirty. They were definitely lying to me. But what were they hiding? I started secretly watching their every move, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Doing chores, going to the grocery store, and shopping like normal. As for Vincent, after I gave him the cold shoulder for a while, he eventually apologized and didn't bring it up again. He even started asking me out more. I said yes, but of course, I kept it from my parents.
You're seriously the most innocent girl I've ever met. Makes me want to protect you even more.
Innocent? My parents say the same thing, but they also tell me it's not a good thing. That it makes me easy to trick.
Trick? What for? You've got powers of… you've got your own strength. So why be scared of anyone?
What powers? Though I do wish I had powers for real. Our dates were going well, but secrets didn't stay hidden forever. One day, while I was happily chatting with Vincent, I suddenly spotted my parents' figures, but just as quickly, they vanished. I was trying to find them when Vincent suddenly screamed,
Ah! A rat! A rat just ran by!
"But we're in a cafe, how could there be a rat?" Then I saw them, my parents standing in a corner with smirks on their faces. It was them! Another time we were enjoying ice cream, and sure enough, I spotted them again. Just a few seconds later, Vincent's ice cream smacked right into his face, leaving him covered in gooey ice cream. I marched over to them and told them to go home right now, with Vincent looking completely confused.
Those stunts, they were your parents, weren't they?
Yeah.
But how did they do it?
They just did it, the way they usually do.
I told you, there's something off about your parents.
I started to feel annoyed and was about to leave, but Vincent stopped me. Yeah, okay, my parents are kinda strange, but they love me. There's nothing wrong with that.
Fine, I'll be real with you. I've been investigating, and your parents, they're witches. And you might be one too, though your powers haven't shown up yet. I'm not sure about that part, but I know you're a good person, which is why you should stay away from them. It's dangerous.
Are you out of your mind? You've watched too many movies. I stormed off right then and there, not believing Vincent would go that far.
Think about it. Normal people can't do that kind of stuff. Thank me later.
I headed straight home, but his words lingered in my mind. I started researching witches online, and to my shock, everything matched up with my parents. And here I was, thinking our family life was just like everyone else's, and that those little tricks they did were things anyone could do. Wow, I was so clueless. That night, I decided to stay up all night to spy on them, but my eyes kept closing against my will. Just as I was about to fall asleep, I heard voices.
They're getting closer. Now that they've broken this spell, they'll be able to get into the house.
What do we do? We can't leave Maggie here alone, but we can't just drag her out in the middle of the night either.
The only option is to tell her the truth, that we're witches. But what if she ends up fearing us?
My throat felt like it was closing up. I tried to stay still, but I suddenly let out a hiccup and my parents turned towards me.
Maggie, you...
I honestly don't know what to say right now. This is insane.
I'm sorry for keeping this from you for so long, but we're in serious danger right now. A group of hunters is after us. We have to leave, immediately.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but one thing I knew for sure, my parents had never done anything wrong to anyone. An idea suddenly popped into my head. You guys go. I'll distract the hunters. They won't dare harm a human. My parents hesitated for a moment, but eventually agreed. I rushed outside scanning the area. No one was there. Could it be that my parents had lied to me? Suddenly, a group of people came out of nowhere and surrounded me.
Get her! She's the witch!
No, I'm not! But they kept closing in, raising crossbows, ready to attack. Just then, someone I never expected showed up.
Stop!
Oh my gosh, it was exactly like the first time we met.
Yes, Captain.
What? Captain?
Keep looking for the other two. I'll handle the girl. Maggie, are you okay?
Get away from me! So the whole time you were just getting close to me to hurt my parents, huh?
Calm down. Listen to me.
Vincent told me that years ago, both of his parents were murdered by a group of witches. So when he grew up, he became a witch hunter to avenge them.
Maggie, you have to understand. This is also about keeping the peace in this town. Yeah, at first, I got close to you to keep an eye on your parents. But then I really did fall for you and wanted to protect you from all this danger.
Just as I was getting all teary-eyed from his confession, my parents showed up. No wonder we had a bad feeling when we saw you. Let go of my daughter now! Mom! Dad! Why are you here? Vincent immediately charged toward my parents, holding a silver crossbow aimed straight at them. But just as the arrow was about to hit, Dad waved his hand and a glowing shield appeared, stopping the arrow and turning it into dust.
Did you really think a few ordinary weapons could take us down?
At that moment, Vincent's group returned. Mom instantly waved her hand and a tornado spiraled toward them. Everyone dodged, but the winds were so strong that they stumbled and collapsed. Everyone except Vincent. He stood firm, swinging his sword into the air and tearing through the magical barrier protecting my parents, forcing them to retreat. No, this can't happen!
Your time is up, you evil witches.
No, my parents aren't evil! I rushed toward Vincent, but the light from his sword blinded me, and suddenly all the energy drained from my body. Then everything went dark. When I woke up, I was drenched in sweat. I looked around and sighed with relief. It was my room. It was just a dream. But then I heard noises outside. Everyone was gathering in the town square. My parents were tied to posts about to be executed. The townspeople looked terrified as Vincent declared,
These witches have deceived and cursed us. Today, justice will be served.
I screamed as I sprinted toward my parents, shocking everyone. Vincent's men tried to grab me, but he stopped them.
I know this is hard to accept, but the evidence is clear. I have to protect this town.
Protect? From what? If they're so evil, why have I been safe living with them for the last 16 years?
That was just for now. Get out of the way, or you'll be seen as an accomplice.
If you're really going to kill them, then you'll have to go through me first. Turns out, you're just as heartless and unreasonable as the monsters you hate so much. The crowd looked at each other in confusion. And then, just as Vincent's men grabbed me, the townspeople started shouting, saying that my parents were good people, recounting all the times they'd helped them. I seized the moment, broke free, and hurriedly untied my parents while the townspeople held back Vincent's men. Afterward, my parents walked slowly toward Vincent.
You should have done your research before acting. Yes, we're witches, but we disagreed with the evil witches, so we fled here and have been on the run ever since.
That same evil group took our child from us. That's why we adopted Maggie. She felt like a gift from above. Vincent stood frozen, then he apologized to my parents. In the end, both sides agreed to work together to track down and destroy the evil witches. Vincent still begged for my forgiveness every day after everything that happened, but I wasn't quite ready to let it go. And that's the crazy ending to my story. In the blink of an eye, another Christmas season had arrived, and this one was cozier than ever. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was Vincent.
Merry Christmas. Can you come out with me for a sec?
I hesitated, glancing back at my parents. They nodded and smiled, so I stepped outside with Vincent.
It's cold, huh?
Yeah.
Maggie, I've been thinking a lot about us.
Us?
Yeah. We left things kinda unfinished, didn't we? I mean, a lot of crazy stuff went down, but I was wondering, what do you think?
You'll find out, if you're brave enough to wait. Mom, I'm pregnant! pregnant? As soon as the words left my mouth, a flash of lightning lit up the dark room. My mom shot upright, instantly wide awake, looking even more freaked out than I was. What? This can't be real. I didn't expect this to happen to me. Mom started pacing the room, trying to figure it out, while I just sat there on the floor totally blank. I'm so sorry, Riley. This is beyond my control. The phone suddenly rang, making both of us jump. It was my assistant. We have to keep this a secret for your career. If this gets out, you'll lose everything. Cancel all your current contracts. We have to go! Hey guys, I'm Riley, a young talented singer and actress, basically the new it girl everyone's obsessed with. I went to Australia to have my baby while everyone thought I was off studying abroad, bettering myself and prepping for a major comeback. Yeah, I lied to all of them. OMG, I'm gonna miss her so much.
Riley is such an educated, pure queen.
Mom stayed by my side throughout my pregnancy, taking care of me. We lived in this quiet, out-of-the-way town for nearly a year, far from the paparazzi, until my daughter was born. Harper's the sweetest little bean with her chubby cheeks, but I couldn't stay in that peaceful life forever. Coming back to the States felt like walking into a lion's den. The moment I landed, whispers broke out everywhere and camera flashes exploded in my face. Every paparazzo wanted the first shot of Riley the star after a year of being missing in action.
Welcome back, Riley. This afternoon, there's a special interview with Vogue. Tomorrow, you've got 5 photo shoots lined up back-to-back, afternoon and evening.
Wow, no one suspected a thing. Everyone believed the image I'd been putting out, a young, talented, well-educated actress. Thank you all. I'm ready to reclaim my spot as Hollywood's golden girl. After a long, exhausting day of nonstop work, I got home and just needed to see my Harper. But the nanny said she was already asleep. I tiptoed into the nursery, standing by her crib. So peaceful. Suddenly, my phone rang again and Harper stirred a little. I signaled the nanny and hurried outside to take the call from my assistant.
I've got amazing news! You're being considered for the lead in a huge movie. Big production team, A-list director, everything. This could take your career to a whole new level. But there's one thing.
I stayed silent as if I knew something was off.
You need to keep a squeaky clean record. The studio wants someone virtuous, graceful, you know, the good girl type. No scandals, no rumors.
I knew exactly what he meant. Harper. If anyone found out about my daughter, it could ruin everything. Don't worry, I've got this under control. Harper cried out in the middle of the night and I scooped her up in my arms. I couldn't breastfeed her. That might mess with my figure. I was living 2 totally separate lives. By day, I was this glamorous star walking the red carpet. By night, I'd strip off the fancy gowns and switch to mom mode. Some days, I was so exhausted. But the moment Harper smiled at me, it all melted away. The next day, I arrived on set, and right as I walked in, I saw this stunning girl giving me the side eye.
That's Sasha. She got bumped down to a supporting role when the director found out you were back.
I ignored her and stayed as professional as I could. While I was getting my makeup done, I asked to use my own cosmetics. So they sent Sasha to grab them from my bag. After a few minutes, when she didn't come back, I got this bad feeling and went to check. I found her in the dressing room, just standing there, holding Harper's pink pacifier. That's my niece's! I snatched it back and shoved it in my bag, fumbling to come up with a lame excuse. Harper must have slipped it in when I was playing with her earlier that morning. I couldn't focus during the whole shoot, praying Sasha wouldn't get suspicious. But when I got home, my heart stopped. There she was, sitting in my living room with a smug, fake smile on her face. Wow, look who it is, Miss High and Mighty, the sweet, innocent Hollywood darling. I froze. I had no idea how to deal with this. I didn't expect you to have such an adorable little secret. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, come on. You don't need to lie anymore. Your daughter's nanny spilled everything after I told her I was your bestie and wanted to visit the baby. That year in Australia, huh? Worth it? You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, but I do. Now drop the lead role. If the director doesn't call me by tonight, you won't believe what I'm capable of. It's simple. Either back down or I'll destroy you. Even though I pulled out of the movie right away, the director kept begging me to reconsider. Sasha did exactly what she threatened. Mom woke me up at 3 a.m. and shoved the phone in my face. Superstar Riley disappeared for a year suspected of having a baby? Hollywood beauty hides a scandal? What on earth? Sasha stirred the pot just enough to set the media ablaze. They were starting to nibble at my secret and they wouldn't stop until they got every last detail. The backlash hit me like a tidal wave. Within hours of the rumor breaking, social media turned into a war zone. #RileyExposed was everywhere, flooded with angry posts and judgments.
How could she hide a whole kid?
What else is she lying about? Hypocrite! Everyone on set started avoiding me like the plague. The director who had been begging me to keep the lead role last night called my assistant to cut ties.
We have no choice but to pause everything until she clears her name.
And worse, Sasha went live and pretended to be devastated by the news. I just can't believe it. I cried so much when I heard. Riley has a kid. I used to worship her like a goddess, but I believe in her. We need her to come out and prove she's innocent. Sasha was a snake using public pressure to crush me. I couldn't even finish the photo shoot that day and left the studio in a hurry. As I pulled into the driveway, I was surrounded by an angry mob banging on my car.
You're such a hypocrite!
My Ferrari was covered in scratches, the windows shattered, and the tires slashed. I was so scared I started sobbing. The crowd turned to look at me like they wanted to tear me apart.
You're such a letdown! Riley the star? More like Riley the frog!
A single mom, huh? Who's the dad? I stumbled back, falling to the ground, but my mom and assistant arrived just in time. It took us a while to get away from the furious crowd.
We can still control the scandal. You need to deny everything.
Yes, this is our only way to turn things around.
Send Harper abroad. I have a friend there. She'll be well taken care of.
Deny my daughter? Send her away to save my career? These were things I'd never even imagined. I felt like I was standing at the edge of a cliff with no safe way forward. As I sat there, torn between two impossible choices, my phone rang. It was Harper's nanny. Harper's got a high fever. I don't know what to do, so I took her to the hospital. My heart stopped. I dropped my phone onto the car floor and demanded my assistant switch seats with me. I sped down the road like a madwoman, ignoring the police sirens blaring behind me. Nothing was going to happen to my baby. When I got to the hospital and stepped out of the car, another shock hit me. Reporters were everywhere. Journalists, paparazzi, and Sasha. How did she beat me here? If you walk through those doors, you'll be admitting to the scandal. I knew. My secret would be out. No more hiding. I had to decide fast. For a moment I hesitated, my feet glued to the ground. I still couldn't turn around, get in the car and drive away. I could still keep my crown, right? It's a princess, congratulations! Riley, you did so well! I held my tiny baby in my arms, tears streaming down my face. I had once hated being pregnant, hated what they did to me. I'd even rejected my past. It had been such a struggle to keep the pregnancy. Let's name her Harper. Riley, is something wrong? Mom, I made my choice the day Harper was born, and I'll never regret it! I marched through the chaotic crowd, the shouting, the flashing cameras. Just hours later, pictures of me with my daughter in the hospital were splashed all over the media. Teen idol scandal shakes Hollywood. I didn't care what they said about me, but there was one thing the press needed to know. The truth about Harper's real father. I held a press conference a week later. Standing at the podium, I swore I had never been more nervous in my life. For years, I hid a part of my life from the world because I was scared. Someone threw a bottle at me and the crowd booed, but I ignored it. I'm a teen mom, and my daughter's name is Harper. I hid this because I was afraid of how my fans would react. Sasha, you've always been angry about why they favored me over you. It's because I had to sacrifice more than you ever did. Everyone's eyes turned to Sasha, and she looked visibly shaken. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. I was wrong. The entertainment industry forced me to choose between fame and integrity. They invited me to a party saying I could have everything I wanted. Fame, money, status. I don't know who Harper's father is. It's a painful part of my past that I never wanted to remember. My confession rocked the entertainment world, exposing the dark pressures it imposed, but I knew I had made the right choice. For the first time, I felt free, no longer a prisoner of my past. Finally, living my truth. Ah! Sasha dropped to the ground, her face pale with fear. I'm sorry, Riley! I didn't know you went through such horrible things! I was wrong! It's my fault! It's because of me Harper ended up in the hospital! I did everything just to drag you down! Sasha's plan to ruin me fell apart faster than she ever imagined. Her confession went viral and she had to disappear for a long time. Meanwhile, I embraced my new life. I started posting pictures of Harper on social media, and to my surprise, people welcomed my daughter. We spent more time together, enjoying every moment. We baked cookies, played in the park, and even laughed at Harper's adorable bedhead in the mornings. A few years after stepping away from showbiz, I met Sasha again. She'd been lying low since that day. Now she was a mom too, living happily with her family abroad. She visited us, sitting on the same sofa she had sat on years ago. But this time, everything was different. I'm so glad we've moved past everything. My husband wants to invite you to be part of a family film project. You could even be in it with Harper. Don't worry, this is a genuine offer. As a friend. As a friend. Harper ran over to greet Sasha and she scooped my daughter up in her arms. I never would have guessed that my old rival would become my friend. I'm glad she did. After our movie premiered successfully, I was invited to speak at a panel for teen moms. I shared my journey while Harper held my hand tightly. Our kids are not at fault. Be strong like a warrior and know that you are never alone.